And that's bowled in through the gate. So he worked pretty well for that wicket. Didn't mind being driven through extra cover in the previous over. Tossed another one high. Richard Hadley falling for the bait, but there he was, leaving that gap between bat and pad. The ball spinning very nicely through it. He made as the first run of the morning. Off the pad and a leg by. Again, it's effects of the roll are possibly starting to wear off here now. That one, another fine delivery. Perfect example of the slow left-hander's skill there. The sun breaking through for the first time here at the Oval, but looking round, there's still an awful lot of cloud around. And the pressure really being put on here now by Edmonds and Brearley. Well, that could easily have been a chance there to Brearley. He's very close. Trying to get to the pitch of the ball, push forward. Brearley very close indeed there.
Well, the new ball is now due, and I myself would feel that it would be worthwhile taking it and having a few overs from the quicks, a little bit variation in pace. And then after all, if nothing happens with the new ball, then they could still go back to the spinners and give them a newer and much harder ball that might get that little extra bounce or spin.
And he just a fraction short there. Wasn't a chance, as you can see. Graham Rupert, forward short leg. Made a fair amount of ground. It never going to be a chance.
Now the new ball is being taken, with Bob Willis taking his first over of the morning from the pavilion end. I think this is a good idea. The England spinners have got England through to this new ball very quickly, without wasting much time, without giving many runs away. And now is the time, can England break through?
An extraordinary stroke. Well, I think Lance Cairns might take that as a compliment. At least Bob Willis reckons he's a recognised batsman. Never really going to be within Taylor's reach, that one. 4 runs to Congdon, the first boundary of the day, and he goes on now to 26, 143 for 7. The lead is 98. Single to Cairns. Goes on to 9. Couple there for Cairns. And the 150 comes up for New Zealand, so it's a good effort from this pair. Play began this morning at 11 o'clock, and they've gone through now for just over an hour. Two more. Takes Cairns now on to 13. No reaction there from the umpire, then from Lance Cairns, except that he's pointing out that it flicked his shoulder, and the England players reckoned that it came off the glove, I should think. A little twitch there from umpire Mayer. Couldn't have been very far away. But in fact, fractionally outside off stump. It's good running by Edmonds there. Just to keep Congdon away from the strike. He had quite a distance to go from position at leg slip, fairly wide, almost out to mid-wicket. Cairns, he comes back in front of square. Radley's the man closed in on the offside. Partnership, and there haven't been very many more valuable half-century partnerships for New Zealand in recent years. Just giving them a little glimmer of hope of getting out of what is almost certainly going to be a long day if the weather doesn't intervene. Good delivery from Willis, but I think we may see on the replay that it's one that will have been at catchable height as it went between first and second slip.
That's a good shot. Again, some lovely footwork by Congdon. That goes through for 4, despite this pretty slow outfield. Just his third boundary as he takes his total on now to 36. Has guided that quite skillfully past short leg. Chase round for Chris Old. And Congdon will come back and make it into 3 for Cairns. So a new over, the 33rd to be bowled by Edmonds. And a good one. That turned reasonably quickly. He pushed that through at a fair pace. Cairns facing Miller. And he's bowling. So back goes the middle stump, and after a long time, Miller finally breaks through. Cairns, for once in a while, looking for something more like an adventurous shot, trying to force a good length ball through the mid-wicket area, loses his middle stump. So the end of a wonderful performances by Cairns. Just for once taking his life in his hands there and immediately suffering a fate.
Now I wonder whether he can successfully cope with England's spin. Perhaps he might not be overawed, but the ball is turning a little, and with England's fielders breathing down his neck, he's going to find it certainly a tense moment, trying to steer his first run in international cricket.
Oh, Chris Old has joined in the cluster of fielders there. And he's bowling. So Bracewell really lacking in experience there, playing back to a straight good length ball. So the unlucky Bracewell collecting a pair in his first test match. That's the way it happened for him. Just flicking the pad and onto the off stump. And he's bowled in with a real beauty. So Congdon clean bowl by Edmonds, and what a good delivery that was. Been in all that time, but even he wasn't able to master it. Turned sharply, pitched in exactly the right position, and just flicked the top of the off stump. 182 then, all out for New Zealand in their second innings, which leaves England to score 138 to go one up in the first of these Cornhill Test matches. But wonderful performance there from veteran Congdon. Defied everything that England could throw at him this morning.
Bevan Congdon, the last man out there for 36, bowled by Phil Edmonds. Good resistance from Congdon and Cairns, but nothing at all from Bracewell, and Bock remained not out naught. Fine effort from Phil Edmonds and from Jeff Miller. Edmonds turning in what must be some of the best figures he's ever produced in top-class cricket. Took Miller a long time to get a wicket, but between them, that pair spun a web from which the New Zealanders just couldn't escape. Well, 138 needed by the England side for victory in this first Cornhill Test match, and it was Brearley and Gooch who came out to open the innings. Graham Gooch was on a pair. Here he is now, facing Brendan Bracewell. Yeah, Gooch is off the pair. Picking up two Milan's Cairns. Richard Hadley now to Mike Brearley. He's off the mark.
That's a pleasant shot. Over pitch ball. First time that he's really middled it. That'll go through for 4. So that could well do Mike Brearley a power of good. Moves on to join Root now on 11. The score on 23.
Boys, stay behind the walls, will you? Especially when the fielder is chasing the ball to boundary. Stay behind the wall at all times. Thank you.
And he's given him out LBW. One nipped on very quickly. Brearley on the back foot, trapped there by a nice change of pace from this young slow left arm spinner. So another disappointment for Mike Brearley. He goes for 11, LBW to Bock, and the first English wicket down at 26. Well, a good piece of bowling this. Push through quicker, force in really onto the back foot, and comprehensively beating that backward defensive shot. So a smart piece of bowling there by Bock, and the wicket of Brearley goes. The total on 26. Clive Radley will be coming in at number 3 now to join Gooch on 13.
Just out of Richard Headley's reach, but it was hit very hard by Graham Gooch. Just hard enough to reach the boundary at long off. Nice piece of footwork that from Gooch. Useful piece of bowling. That one fairly exploded off that spot, that roughened area. That's a little touch of inexperience. The lad playing in his first test. A bit excited. The sight of one turning. Hold the next one a bit quicker. What you have to do is just concentrate on line and length and let the pitch do the rest for you. No one down at third man. He'll certainly run 3 here. And that'll be all. Half century comes up for England, 51 for 1. 29 to Gooch and 2 to Clive Radley. Radley's on strike to Bracewell. Well, that's very close. Indeed. He's right across there. And instantly, umpire Mayer's finger was pointed skywards. That shuffle across the crease and absolutely plumb in front of middle stump. So it's 51 for 2 now. Radley gone for 2. OBW to Bracewell. Bracewell's first wicket at a cost of 12 runs.
Just completed his field placings for Gower, silly point, slip, short leg. Just one man out at deep square leg. Asking for the bat pad catch, but it's turned down by Constant, having nothing at all to do with that shout. Howarth fairly confident that he had got a nick, but I wouldn't have thought so. Well, that turned very sharply indeed. So 2 uncomfortable deliveries there for young David Gower. Another good over from Bock. 65 for 2, 138 wanted. Gooch still going well here on 42. And hit with a lot of power through the offside. Anderson just getting a hand to it, taking the sting off it, and they go through for a single. Only 2 batsmen in this match today have passed the 50 mark. Gower at the far end with that excellent 100 in the first innings, 111. To be a leading contender for the man of the match. Judgment to be made at close of play by Trevor Bailey. And that's helped away quite lazily around the leg side there by Gower. And they run through for 3. Cairns reduced now to 1 slip. That's Congdon, an extra covering. And that's off the outside edge, a little bit quicker off the pitch than Gooch anticipated. And once again, they'll take 3 runs, pushing the scoring rate along quite nicely now. Beautifully caught. Gower goes. Lovely catch there in the gully by Howard. And Gower goes for 11. The 3rd English wicket down, the total on 82. The ball just coming a little quicker than Gower anticipated, looking to force it into the cover area and caught in the gully. That's the 4 he was looking for. So another nice crack off the back foot by Graham Gooch takes him through to 50. An excellent 50 for the young Essex opener, made out of an England score of 86 for 3. And only the 3rd 50 registered in this match. 135 minutes and 4 fours. Cairns now to Roop. He's off the mark. Turned away easily down to a long leg. Coming back for the 2nd, he'll have to hurry. My word, he took a bit of a chance there. The ball already in the field as hand as he turned for his 2nd. Fairly unnecessary risk.
That's too much towards the off stump. If you're going to come over the wicket, you've got to keep it round about the line of the batsman's pads. It's a very nice shot from Graham Gooch. Well, if you think there's some urgency about the England batting, I just mention again that those clouds are starting to look a little menacing. And Mark Burgess, the New Zealand captain, looking up at the sky a moment or 2 ago, would have realised that in fact 1 or 2 drops of rain have fallen here. Yes, and this is exactly what's happening. Burgess has pulled Howarth out from gully to mid-wicket, and the response from Gooch is to smash it down the ground. It's a weather situation now. Yes, these orders have been to get at it. The form Gooch is in, an ideal fellow to have out there. It's a lovely shot. Good footwork and nicely hit away with the spin over mid-off. Didn't hit across at all. It's a beautiful stroke. Gooch goes to 75 and just 19 needed now. Three balls, 3 fours, and all of them really good shots. Nothing wild about it. Lovely hit down the ground over mid-off. Very good sweep, and then that last one might even have been the best of the trio. Brendan Bracewell comes on now from the Vauxhall end. There's 4 of them. That's a good shot. Fine of the man at Gully. There's no slip and there's no third man. Fine, and Gooch has gone on now to 89 with his 11th boundary. Nice delicate touch about that one. Contrast to some of the really hard hitting he's done at other times of his innings. 2 runs needed for victory for England. 136 for 3. And that is it. The winning runs hit by Graham Root through the covers, and England win this first Cornhill Test match of the series by 7 wickets.